Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 8 of my MyGM series here in NBA 2K14 with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And as you can see, we are 32 and 35 heading into the final stretch of this season with a big game against the Houston Rockets. Still fighting for that playoff spot. I believe we're at this point starting to slide a little bit in the standings. 10th place right now, and I believe 4.5 games back of that 8th seed if I do remember. So we need to go on a little bit of a run here, and it could start with a big victory on the road against the Houston Rockets. That could be just what we need to get this team kick-started, but it's going to be a tough task going up against one of the best teams in the West. Now, no, this is not a team with Chris Bosh or Carmelo Anthony or anyone like that. It's pretty much the same old Rockets with Omer Asik, Jeremy Lin. They have Robert Covington, a young small forward that I believe they drafted, who is pretty good, and he appears to have been Chandler Parsons' replacement. I'm not sure if Parsons signed elsewhere or if he might have just been hurt this game. I honestly do not know, but here's a nice little pick and pop with Kawhi Leonard to get things going. Minnesota jumps out to an early 2-0 lead, but here James Harden trying to answer right back. Little pick and roll with Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard putting his nuts all over Larry Sanders' face right there. As you can see, just a standing dunk right on him. Sanders, that was a little bit embarrassing, not gonna lie. So still early on here, 5-4 is the score. Jeremy Lin working the nice two-man game with Omer Asik, finds himself an open look, no good, but Dwight Howard and Omer Asik on the boards, and that two-man game that they can play together. So deadly at times. Asik and Howard not great together on offense, but they dominate the boards, just as you see there. Another offensive rebound gives them another 2 points, and it's 11-5 early on. Houston on top. Harden on the break to Dwight Howard running the break effectively, as he does so well. And now Harden isolating himself, draws the double team, and just playing so well right now with his teammates, creating space for himself, creating shots for others, doing exactly what James Harden does. And then here's some anemic defense right there. I gotta take the blame on that one. I was using him and just picking my nose or something, don't know what. But here we end up losing the ball, getting it back though, and Dante Cunningham provided some good minutes for us off the bench. I do want to get him more involved. He is probably, I'm not sure if he or Gorgui Dieng would be our third or fourth big man, but either way, they've both been playing well and like to both get them going off the bench. Here's some great defense, really all around by Cunningham and our other perimeter defender right there, but Harden just ends up getting a loose ball, and sometimes your luck just does, or sometimes you just don't get lucky in situations like that. You don't get the loose balls, they don't bounce your way. So Bellinelli, it's a 3 right there. We've cut the lead down to 6. Now it's going to be down to 4 after a Dante Cunningham jump shot, as Minnesota appears to be climbing back in this game. But then Jimmer Fredette arrived. A 3-pointer from him right there puts them back up by 7. And now Garcia hits Jimmer in the corner. And once again, Jimmer Fredette lights out from downtown. And just like that, the lead is back up to 10. And somehow Dante Cunningham cannot finish over Patrick Beverley as time expires here in the first. And the Rockets have a 10-point lead. 32-22 is your score after 10 minutes of play. So in the second quarter here, now down by 11, Seth Curry in the ball game here, and he's going to find Klay Thompson coming off a screen for 3, and Thompson knocks it down, so we got it back down to 8, now down to 6. Seth Curry running the break, and take a look at Curry finding space, running towards space. A very effective strategy in the fast break is running towards open space, and he does just that. Now here we go, Barnes hitting Shabazz Muhammad, and the lead is down to 1. A bit of a run here. We've gone on a 10-0 run. 34-33 is the score. Harrison Barnes finding a wide open Klay Thompson on the opposite part of the floor. A 3-pointer right there, and it's a 13-0 run, and the Timberwolves have taken the lead. But that run is going to be halted right here after an alley-oop slam by Dwight Howard. But now 38-36, Ricky Rubio with the ball looking for the screen from Larry Sanders. No one in the paint. Terrible help defense right there. Rotations were late all around, and it's an easy layup for Ricky Rubio. Now Kawhi Leonard being covered by James Harden eventually gets by him. Knew he was going to take advantage of that mismatch. Harden cannot defend worth a lick, and we were trying to take advantage right there. So Kawhi does eventually get by him and finger roll that one in. But Houston answers back, and it's still just a 5-point game now. Rubio looking for a screen from Gorgui Dieng. Draws the double as Houston hedges there with no one there for the help D, and Dieng is wide open under the basket. But now other end of the floor, Francisco Garcia driving in, no good. But once again, the offensive boards. This time it's Perry Ellis out of Kansas making the Timberwolves look foolish on the boards. But here Dieng gets his own offensive rebound, puts it back up and in off the Budinger miss. And we got our lead back up to 7. Now under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Patrick Beverley isolated on J.J. Barea, and he just says, hey, you're giving me too much space right there. Barea fails to get a hand up, and now Bellinelli somehow finds himself open, but Barea becomes open, and Barea for 3 knocks it down, so the lead's up to 7. And now with time in the second quarter about to expire, Budinger on the boards, running the break, and then take a look at this. We get a bit of a 2-on-1 here. Bellinelli run towards space. Garcia has to choose one or the other. He ends up choosing Budinger, so Budinger's going to leave it for Bellinelli for 3, and Marco Bellinelli knocks down the buzzer beater, and that is a 20-point swing right there. Down by 10 at the end of the first quarter, up by 10 at the end of the second, as the Timberwolves have taken a 10-point lead. We outscored the Houston Rockets, I believe, was 34-14 that quarter. And now Klay Thompson with the and-one slam, and James Harden is just about infuriated with the way his team is playing right now. Down by 12 at this point. Here comes Harrison Barnes down low, finishing that one over Dwight Howard. Was surprised to see him get a finish like that over such a good defensive center. But Harden on the other end doing what he does best. Well, not really, because he bricks that one, but Howard on the offensive boards once again. He had a fantastic night, efficiently scoring and grabbing every rebound in sight, it seemed. Now Kawhi, though, on the break. This is what I love to do with this team. So athletic in transition, and Kawhi Leonard showing it right there, rising above everybody for the finger roll layup. Jeremy Lin misses the floater, but there's that man again, Dwight Howard, just dominating on the boards right now, leading to more shots for the Houston Rockets, which has always been a problem for us. Jimmer Fredette somehow making a 2-point shot right there, and the lead is down to 7, but Rubio on the pick and roll, trying to get into the paint, steps back, takes a long 2 off the dribble, and knocks it down. Not a shot you see out of Rubio a lot, but the lead is up to 9 now. Jeremy Lin with the ball on the other end of the floor. He gives it to Harden, whose man had just sagged off of him right there, and Harden is a dead-eye 3-point shooter right there, knocking down the 3, and the lead is down to 3. But Dante Cunningham, jump shot is good. That is what I love about Dante Cunningham, stretching the floor at that power forward position. Now Covington in the post. Look at Robert Covington going to work on Dante Cunningham in the post. Was surprised to see that. Nice little fadeaway right there. But Isaiah Cannon getting in the lane. He gets the finger roll to go, and the lead is down to 1. Now 77-76. Other end, Budinger for 3. He knocks it down. A big 3-point shot right there as they put the Timberwolves back up by 4. Now the lead is down to 2, and that will be the score heading into the fourth and final quarter of this ball game. 82-78 is your score. Houston fights back that quarter, outscoring the Timberwolves by 8 and cutting it down to a 2-point lead. Very close game here heading into the fourth. Harden in transition, steps back, gives it to Covington for 3, who's no good, but Dwight Howard again on the offensive boards. Now Rubio pick and roll, trying to at least, but Sanders fails to roll. Lin intercepts the pass, gives it to Asik on the break, who slams it down with 2 hands, and the Rockets have the lead again, 86-84. But now Thompson on the other end, driving in, gets the finger roll to go over James Harden. Nice contact finish right there. But Harden left open for 3 on the other end, and he puts the Rockets back up by 3, 89-86. Now we're going to look for Thompson here, rolling off a screen. Once again, middle of the floor, free throw line-ish jumper, and he gets it to go. So it's a 1-point lead. Now Harden with the ball, down low to Covington, and check out this ridiculous shot, fading over the backboard, hits off the top of the backboard, and goes in. That is some pure 2K cheese right there. So Houston still with the 1-point lead, but on the other end, Rubio's sweet bounce pass to Larry Sanders. Finger roll is good, and the lead is now 1 for the Timberwolves. But Barnes in the post, trying to go to work on the smaller defender, Harden right there. And it's now a 3-point lead for the Timberwolves, so trying to gain back control in this game. But Harden finds Covington, who steps back for 3, and he gets it to go. Robert Covington killing the Timberwolves right now. Covington again, this time no good. But once again, the offensive boards. This time it's Omer Asik, and 1. That shot does go, and it's a 4-point lead for the Rockets. Now Rubio trying to run the break here, gives it to Thompson. Thompson driving in, little finger roll layup, and somehow gets that to go. But it's a 3-point game. Lin running the floor with 90 seconds to play, dishes it down low, and that is a nice finish right there by James Harden. So it's a 5-point game here with 15 seconds to play. Kawhi Leonard trying to get something going, shoots a 3-pointer, and actually gets that one to go, so lead is down to 2 with 10 to play. We're going to have to try and either get a steal or immediately foul whoever gets the ball. And now Harden getting away from the defense, precious time ticking off the clock. Rubio finally fouls him. Harden makes both free throws, so 6.5 seconds to play. We need another 3 right here. Leonard tries to get into the corner, and he steps out of bounds, of course. So that's pretty much going to seal up this game. We would have to foul. They would make both free throws. We couldn't get anything going, and that is going to wrap up the ball game. The Rockets come away with a come-from-behind 112-106 victory. That's a game that really stinks to lose. Like I said, we need everyone we can get at this point if we're going to try and make the playoffs, which has been my goal all season long. And to lose games like that where you have the lead and you're in control, and even if it's, I understand that it's against the superior team on their home court, but those are still games that you just cannot blow if you're trying to make the playoffs. So that's too bad. If we do make the playoffs, I think we can make some noise for certainly remaining competitive with these teams in the West, these, you know, upper echelon teams like the Rockets, and in previous episodes like the Suns and the Spurs and all that. So I don't know, hopefully we can hopefully we could make the playoffs and try to make some noise, but we got to win games like this if we want to even have the shot to do that. So, anyway, bad game out of Ricky Rubio, 7 turnovers. I thought the turnovers and the offensive rebounds really would kill us all game long. Howard, 24 points on 14 shots. Going to be tough to beat the Rockets when he does that. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out.